Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Dan from Fulton Road. Welcome to a mid-month episode on weathering. I hope you enjoy this episode. I will be talking about how I weathered this little Atlas pickup and take you through the steps that I went through. Hopefully they're clear. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them. All right, let's look at this truck. Needs to be painted. The Amtrak logo needs to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to get that logo off with a little bit of alcohol. So there's my Q-tip. This has really nice detail. Looks like a decal indicating the model of the truck. I also don't want to disturb the door handle. And I don't want to take the paint off. So I'm going to blot some of this alcohol away. Put some on there, see if that does anything. Then I'm going to take a toothpick, see if this will. Nope, it does nothing. That's going to be very stubborn. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is tape this down with a piece of masking tape to this well-used piece of mat board that I use to hold stuff that I'm going to spray. And I'm going to spray it with Tamiya Flat Clear. So there's my piece of masking tape. There's my model. That should hold it. I've sprayed the whole thing. I didn't mask the windows, but it's got a nice matte coat all over it. And so now I'm ready to begin. So what I did is I have 6 colors I pulled out. Brown oxide, skin tone, natural buff, titanium white, parchment, and whitewash. So I'm going to start with the whitewash. I put a little bit of water in the plastic palette. I'm just going to put a couple of drops there, and I'm going to start with this fairly small brush. I'm going to use a lot of water over here on the edge to kind of get a very diluted mix on one side. I'm not dipping or mixing the whole thing together. It does tone the decal down a bit. So I'm going to use a little bit more, a little bit thicker. So this will take several applications. So I'm going to dry that and I'll be back. All right, let's do another application here, another coat. I also don't want to let the paint cake in the line around the door because I want that to stand out. And that has toned it down quite a bit, so I'm going to get a little bit more. Now I'm getting the full strength paint, just not a lot. So what I need to do is dry it between coats. So what I'm going to do is get up over here on the fender so it doesn't look like I just painted one little piece. And then I'll do the utility cabinets. Again, being careful not to get too close to the handle detail, which is really very nice on this model. I got some on the tire. It's okay. I'm going to go over the tires with gray and brown later on. I'll get the top of the cab up here. And I'm going to dry that with the hair dryer. So here's where we are. The logo's fading out, and I've got a pretty nice fade going on the left side of this little truck. So a little bit more. Okay, that is almost completely obliterated the logo. I don't know if you can see that. I'll be back. I'm gonna hit it with the hair dryer. So the logo is almost gone. Just a little bit more diluted paint. All right, you can, if you look really hard, you can see a faint outline of it, but it's mostly gone, and for my purposes it's good. So I'm gonna hit it with the hair dryer again, and then I'm gonna come back with a little color. All right, so the next color I'm gonna use is parchment. So again, I'm just taking a drop really, and this one is really thick, so I don't need very much. Just put some on my brush and put it down there, and a lot of water. So I'm just creating washes here to give me a little variation in the color to make it look like this truck is being used a bit. So here we go. I'm standing here looking at this up close with my cheapo knockoff Optivisor on, and it's hard to tell the difference. I don't want to have too much on the brush, so I do blot it every once in a while on the very well used paper towel. Okay, that's the parchment. So I'm going to stop there, hit it with the hair dryer. I'm back, and the next color I'm going to use is this Anita's skin tone, just enough here off the top that I don't have to tip the bottle over. Again, a lot of water. And now this is going to be even more sparingly applied. And what I want to do is blend this in with some water. And now I'm going to concentrate on the wheel wells, and I may hit the tires with this to make them look like they've been in the dirt. So all I'm doing is wetting the tire. Some residual paint on the brush is getting on. So you may be wondering why I'm using this color. It's because on the layout, I have used this color to color the dirt, the earth areas that are not paved. Yep, so these tires are just not clean anymore. All right, that's what that looks like. I'm gonna dry that. So here's where we are. There you are. Hopefully you can see some of that. It's looking pretty dirty on this side. So what I'll do now is take the buff, which is the next shade darker. So one of the things that I don't think you can see on camera is that this not only makes the finish much flatter, it actually gives it a texture because craft paint is so thick. So to finish this out, I'm going to use the last color, which is brown oxide. So this may be a little too thick. Yeah, this paint is actually solidifying, but it's enough for my purposes, because I don't need a lot. And this is really to serve as a base for some pastels I'll apply next. I don't want a lot of this color on here. Just want to dirty it up a little bit more. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the most diluted shade that I can get from this over here on the side, away from the well in which I put the actual drop of paint. So that's actually pretty good. There we are. I see that the decal or whatever it is for the model of the truck is slightly painted over, and I don't want that. So I need to get that off. Okay, I'm gonna dry this and I'll be back. I have my pan pastel burnt sienna shade out, and I have a very, very stubby brush, and I need a very, very small amount. Now I have my soft brush. So that might be a little too strong. It's water. And I just took some of that off. And I'm happy with that. I'm gonna seal that. So this is what it looks like with the craft paint and the pan pastels sealed in. So I've done one side. Okay, I'm back, and here's the finished pickup. I've done all of the sides. So here's where I began. Here's the back. Here is the right side, and here's the front. Now I'll show you the top. So what I did is I used a mix of brown and black, very, very diluted for the bed. And then you can probably see that I used the reddish brown pan pastel called burnt sienna shade. And then I used the darker one, which is raw umber. And that's here. And then here is the back, not really a tailgate. It's a shelf that extends out. I've typically seen these with a vise on them. I repainted the tires to have more of a grayish look. And here's the other side. One of the things that I think is important on a model like this is these areas right here around the wheel well are very thick plastic. So I think that needs to be darkened so it doesn't show up. It's not as conspicuous. Do both sides. So I've darkened them on both sides. I thought that I was a little heavy with the weathering down at the bottom edge of the pickup or truck. So I took some of it off. This one I couldn't take as much off because it was sealed, but this side I could. And so it's a little bit lighter. I will take some more pictures with a, before I get there. I also did the hood and the top of the cab with some of the whitewash craft paint mixed with a little bit of, I believe it was the natural buff. Again, very thin, just to make it look a little bit dirty and aged, so it's not pure white. So really, there's very few areas left on this model that are pure white, which is what I was after. everyone. I wanted to cover a few things that I did not cover. So here's the finished model of this little utility truck, and I wanted to show that I applied pin washes to the hood, to the doors, to the cab of the pickup. I didn't do anything to the cabinets because the lines are rather pronounced, and I also blackened this grill area right in front of the windshield and the windshield wipers as well. I attempted to clean the windshield with alcohol, and it did get rid of some of the Tamiya flat clear, however not all of it. Before I conclude, I want to go back over the finish along the edge. I think if I were to do this again, I would not use the pan pastels that I used, and I would not use the last brown color, which is brown oxide. It doesn't matter, it's any dark brown, because it looks too much like rust. Here it is on the driver's side. Instead, I would use the flesh color because it provides a more dusty look, and that, I believe, is what I was after. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And again, thank you for watching Fulton Road.